Hey, sixth graders, we are doing lesson 20-1 and also a little bit of 20-2 today. We're going to be using the two sheets that you guys glued into your math journal, and then we also have an additional page besides that. So go ahead and set up your Cornell notes, and we'll go ahead and get started with our learning target. So first off here, today we are going to represent percents with models and ratios. So the awesome thing is we just learned about ratios, so you'll see there's a lot of connections between percents and ratios. Now down below here, I wrote the word century and centipede, and there are some other words that we can think of that have the word cent in them. And cent always means 100, so like a centipede has 100 legs and a century is 100 years. So when we think of cent, we have to always know that that's per 100 of something. It's per 100. So for instance, down here, if we're looking at some examples that are given to us as like a fraction or a ratio, this one, 5 over 100, since that's 5 per 100, we would say that is 5% because it's per 100. So over here, there's another example. If they were to say, okay, what about 57 out of 100? You would know that's 57 per 100, or we could rewrite it as 57%. So we have to be able to know how to look at the fraction or the ratio and write it as a percent. And it only works if the bottom number is 100 because percent is always per 100. And we'll take a look here in a minute at ones that aren't per 100 and how we change them. So the other thing in this lesson that they like to show us is they like to show us what this looks like using a model. So these two pictures down here, it doesn't have to be perfect when you draw these, but you need to attempt to draw them. So each of these is a 10 by 10 or 100. So each of them has 100 little squares inside 100. Now in this first one over here, you'll see that I went ahead and shaded 5 out of the 100. So I shaded in this first one 5%. So in the second one, we're going to shade 57% or 57 out of 100. Now, when we're going to look at a model, it would be smartest for us to not just pick random squares in here. It would be easier for us to count if we did this with our thinking caps on here. So if I know that half of 100 is 50, instead of counting each of these squares and going 1, 2, and shading them in like that, I know that if I shade 5 rows, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I shade like from this line over, if I shade this entire half, I've shaded 50. So I can make this faster and be smarter about it. Instead of just counting 57 little squares, I'm going to go ahead and shade half of my grid, which is 50. Keep shading that. And then on the other side here, I know I have to do 7. Well, each row has 10 in it, so I can just shade 7 of them. And it doesn't matter which side you're shading on or which 7 you pick, the top 7 or the bottom 7. That does not matter at all. It just matters that we have 57 out of 100 of them shaded. That's the important thing. So we've shaded 57, and we've done it a lot faster than it would have been if we just counted them one at a time. So now the other thing that we have to look at is, okay, this was easy. They gave us 100 squares, and they put 5 over 100. So now we're going to look at it, well, what if they make it a different fraction, and they don't make it very easy for us? So for instance, what if they give us the fraction 1/5, and they tell us what percent is that? Well, we know from ratios how to make an equivalent ratio. So if percent means per 100, then just like we did with proportions where we set up two ratios and we had the missing piece, remember that? We have two options. Option number one is your rainbow, where what you do to the bottom, you do to the top. And option number two, if the rainbow doesn't work, is you can cross multiply and divide. So we know how to find this x, this missing piece, because we already practiced that with ratios. So when I go from 5 to 100, 5 times what is 100? Well, 100 divided by 5 is 20. So I know that I did times 20 on the bottom. So if I do times 20 on the bottom, I know that I need to do times 20 on the top. So I can go ahead and erase this x, because now I know 1 times 20 gets me 20. So 1/5 is really 20 over 100, because those are equivalent. And I know that 20 over 100 is 20 per 100, or it is 20%. So we can figure it out by making an equivalent ratio that has 100 on the bottom. Now let's practice 2 more of those. I'm going to show 1 more with the rainbow way, and I'm going to show 1 with the cross multiply and divide. So if you didn't feel super confident with these with ratios, hopefully now you'll feel better after this. So we said that percent means per 100. So right away, I know that for both of these, I need to make 100 be the new ratio, because we have to make it out of 100. So this first one, I'm going to show you the rainbow way. The rainbow way, I can ask myself, 2 times what gets me 100? Well, 100 divided by 2 is 50, so 2 times 50 gets me 100. Now I do the same thing to the top. So 1 times 50 gets me 50. So 1/2 is the same thing as 50 over 100, or 50%. That's the rainbow way. What we do to the top, we do to the bottom. Now, I picked a one that we can't do the rainbow way with. So 1/8 is a funny fraction, because 8 doesn't go nicely into 100. So I can't do the rainbow way. So if I can't do the rainbow way, I'm going to have to cross multiply and divide. So when we cross multiply, we do the butterfly. And then remember, anything that I circled together gets multiplied. So 100 times 1 is 100. And then on the other side of my equal sign, 8 times x, we don't know what that is, so that's just going to be 8x. Now we have an equation, and we know how to solve an equation. I see 8 times x, and I need to get x by itself, so I divide by 8 on both sides. Now, I'm not sure what 100 divided by 8 is. And whenever we're doing a division problem like that, we always do cowboy and the horse. So my 100 was my cowboy. It goes in the house. My horse is my 8. That stays outside. So now 8 goes into 10 one time. 1 times 8 is 8. And then let's see, I subtract. 10 minus 8 is 2. I bring down my 0. 8 goes into 20, 8, 16, it goes in twice, and 2 times 8 is 16. And now I have a remainder down here. We can't do a remainder like we did in 5th grade, so we're going to add a decimal 0 and bring that down. Now 8 goes into 40 5 times, and it gives us that perfect 0 at the bottom. So now my final answer is 12.5. So when I go back up here, I can erase this x, and now I know that 1 over 8 is the same thing as 12.5 over 100. 12.5 per 100, or 12.5%. So even if it doesn't go in nicely, we can still figure out that percent by doing cross multiply and divide. Once you guys have these in there, the next 2 pages are just copying. So I'm going to flip to the next half sheet that you should have in your journal. Okay, this page. It's going to take me a second here to show you all these rules and to kind of sum it up. There's not really any work for you to do. You just have a little chunk of notes to add. So the first thing we have here is this page is showing us how do we change back and forth from fraction, decimal, and percent, because we can go back and forth between them. So number one, we just did that. We said, how do we go to a decimal or a percent? Well, we did cowboy and the horse. So they said put the top dog in the house. I don't really like that one. We called this cowboy and the horse. So if we want to go from fraction to decimal, we do cowboy and the horse, and you'll see here they showed you how they turn 1/4 into a decimal. Now, fraction to percent, this one is just setting up that per 100. So we said 4 times 25 gets me 100. So 1 times 25 on the top gets me 25. 25 per 100 or 25%. So we do the same thing to the top and the bottom. Down here we have decimal to fraction. Decimal to fraction is the trickiest one, I think. It's putting this number that they give you, like 0.25. You have to put that over 100 because it goes to the hundredths place. So since that goes to the hundredths, you put it over 100. Now this one here, it goes to the thousandths place. So you have to put it over 1,000. This one down here, it only goes to the tenths place. We know our place values. That only goes to the tenths, so that's why they put it over 10. So you're just taking that decimal and you're putting it over whatever place value it goes to. Now over here, this one is a little bit easier. In order to go from decimal to percent, all you do is you move the decimal 2 places to the right. So you'll notice we just did 2 hops for each of these 2 hops, and wherever it landed was the new percent. This one, it had 3, and so we know even though it doesn't have a decimal, it's after, right, in a whole number. So then they did 2 hops, and that's how they got 300. This one ended up between the 4 and the 5, so it's 4.5%. So 2 hops no matter what. Then our last row down here, percent to fraction. This one, it's always putting it over 100. So like the one up above, it was putting it over the place value. This one, you always put it over 100. So you see they just took it. They put that number on top and 100 on the bottom. They took it, put that number on top, 100 on the bottom. So this one is very easy. And then our last one, percent to decimal, is the exact reverse of up here. You're doing backwards, so instead of 2 places to the right, you now have to move it 2 places to the left. So this one, our decimal was here, 1, 2, and then it's 0.25. 1, 2, 3.42. Then we go 1, 2, and you fill in your zeros, and that's how they got that. So you're taking 2 hops to the left now. Easy peasy. Okay, the last page that you have to copy, I'm just going to shoot over to that page. This page you are copying because this will be our next major grade. You have to know certain fractions, decimals, and percents. They just kind of have to be memorized in your brain. So this page is what you are going to need to study for about a week or so until we know these. So go ahead and just start copying these down onto your paper. Don't forget to add this last row down here that was not on your paper. You're just going to have to add it to the bottom. But once you copy these down, these are what you are going to study because there is a memorization timed test that we're going to take next week. And you have to know that, for instance, 1/8 is 0.25 or 0.125 is the same thing as 12.5%. You won't have time to do the math on them. You're just going to have to know them off of the top of your head. So copy these down, and once you're done with this, you guys are set to go for tomorrow. Thank you very, very much for getting your video done, and I will see you soon.